Hey, how you guys doing, man? Oh, you guys are awesome. I'm so excited to be here. Also, I know that you guys have a very long night ahead of you, so I will quickly do jokes. You quickly laugh, and then we'll all get on with our lives. Okay, my name is Swar, and I'm from India, if that wasn't clear already. My life has been changing, Recently, I got diagnosed with adult ADHD. Everybody knows what that is. It's quite popular. It's trending. You should be knowing what it is. When I was diagnosed with ADHD, I was quite disappointed because I wanted something better. Think about the other mental disorders in the market. Schizophrenia. You can see people. You can hear people. Dissociative identity disorder. There are many personalities living inside you. And then there is ADHD. I don't know where my keys are. No, my biggest problem is that I can't stop moving, So I went up to my therapist and he's like a white Dutch guy. And I'm like, hey man, I really need to stop moving. My general persona is like one of those big balloons outside a car dealership. And I need to do something about it. And he's like, Swar, if you want to find some balance, if you want to find some stability, all you need to do is meditate. And I'm like, okay, is that going to solve all my problems? He's like, yeah. All you need to do is meditate. And I'm like, okay, how do I do that? He's like, oh, for that you have to sit still. I'm like, who gave you a degree? How can the solution to the problem I can't stop moving be stop moving? By that logic, I know the solution to every problem in the world. I want to solve world hunger. Okay, feed everyone. I want to be a millionaire. Okay, earn $500,000 and then double it. I dream of meeting an empathetic Dutch person. Stop dreaming. I had been seeing the signs of ADHD ever since I was a little kid, From the ages of 6 to 12, every time I went to get a haircut, the barber would tie my arms and legs together because I was moving a lot. Yeah, for the longest time I thought that the cloth that they put on top of you when you're getting a haircut is to hide the fact that there's a tied up kid sitting in a chair at the barber shop. I can imagine it's not good for business that you're walking outside a barber shop and you just see like tied up kids trying to get out. The fucked up part is I still got shitty haircuts. Because I'm Indian, so I was going, fucking racist, all of you. Goddamn racist, man. Laughing at such stereotypical jokes makes me so angry, Makes me want to beat you guys up. But when this happens, I remind myself that, Swar, violence is not the answer. Say it with me. Violence is not the answer. Violence is a question. And the answer is yes. See, these are weird thoughts, This is a weird thought that I get in my head. And I have a very weird brain. I also have dyslexia along with ADHD. So at some point, I'm like, I need to find a name for my brain. So I named it Brian. The guy is ruining my life, Like, for example, my dating life. I had a date with this beautiful girl, and I really wanted to impress her. I didn't know what to do. So I went on to YouTube and I searched ways to impress a girl on the first date. A couple of videos popped up. There's a bald guy smoking a cigar. He's like, you need to provide for her. You need to show her who's the alpha. Buy her a drink, hunt her a bison. And I'm like, okay, no. See, I'm dumb, but not that dumb. That doesn't make sense. So we'll move on to the next video. There's a very nice lady. She's like, if you want to impress a girl on the first date, you need to do two things. You need to make eye contact with her, and you need to listen to her. And I'm like, great. I can do both of those things. Just not at the same time. Because as soon as I start making eye contact, I just forget to listen. So I'm at the date, and, the girl is talking about her day or something, and then my brain appears. Brian. Hey, Swar. What's up, buddy? Which eye will you look at? See, it's a great point. Because it is called eye contact and not eyes contact. So I know it is one of the two eyes. So there she is talking about her day or something, and I'm like, left eye, right eye. Left eye, right eye. Left eye, right eye. Left eye, right eye, nose and lips and teeth. There's something in her teeth. Spinach? Oh no, that looks like a piece of meat. Her cheeks are red. Her nose has some blackheads. I don't know which eye to look at. Should I look at her forehead? Fuck it, left eye. So I enjoyed this Gram evening banger. So I enjoyed this for like a couple of minutes. And by the time I was done, she had stopped talking. And she was looking at me for a response. And I hadn't heard shit. But I figured out what to do. You know, I told myself that, Swar, you can get out of this mess because you've done an MBA, which means that you have mastered the art of saying something without saying anything in particular. And you know, I figured out what to do, because if you've ever part of a conversation and you really don't know what to say, but you still want to appear like a part of it, all you have to do is be confident, look them straight in the eye, and say, I can imagine. Works every time. I'm so happy. I can imagine. I'm so sad. I can imagine. I'm so angry. I can imagine. But when I said that, I saw the look of horror in her eyes. Because what she had said was, how can someone have sexual relationships with a 14-year-old? For the record, I cannot imagine. Putting it out there because it's being recorded. Anyway, normally also I can. No, I had to tell my mom about it, the fact that I have ADHD. And she's like a traditional Indian parent, so I had to really gather all my strength, gather all of my courage. And so I went up to her and I'm like, Mom, I have a mental disorder. And she's like, yeah, I know we are stupid. Like, no, what? No. She's like, no, I have ADHD. And she's like, what's that? And I had to tell her that ADHD causes problems with focus and concentration. And she's so nice, She doesn't understand these concepts, but she still wants to help me out. So she goes on to Google and she searches concentration camps for my child. She calls me up and she's like, Swar, you need to go to Poland. There's a nice program there for you. This is a guy with a weird mustache, but not like you have to marry him. I'm like, Mom, what? Excuse me, what are you talking about right now? But that's when I realized something. That concentration camp and focus group pretty much mean the same thing. It's a branding thing, I guess, Good branding can change anything. Fresh meat, for example. Fresh meat is such great branding. Fresh meat sounds so much better than recently murdered. And it's a euphemism, right? It's a euphemism. It is something we say in order to soften the blow. And let's be real, who doesn't like soft blows? For example, instead of saying someone died, we say that they passed away, right? And Indian English takes it one step further. We don't say people died. We don't say they passed away. We say that they expired. For real. How disposable are we as a society that there is no difference between grandfather and a month-old Greek yogurt? My mom calls me up and she's like, Swar, your grandfather has expired. And I'm like, did you flip him over and check the best before date? She's like, we did everything. We checked the best before date. He looked okay, but he smelled weird, so we knew there was some issue over there. We wrapped him in a single-use plastic, we put him in a Tupperware box, and we shoved him in the back of the fridge. But there was nothing we could do. He was just gone. And I'm like, I can imagine. Hey, you guys have been awesome. Let's bring back Ron on stage. Thank you.